So today's video is coming out late. The reason behind this is I was outside of my habitat touching some grass, believe it or not. So let's continue. We have a question: insert interval. So Geek has an array of non-overlapping intervals, starting point and the ending point. Represent this, and interval is sorted in ascending order according to starting point. We want to add new interval with new starting point and ending point. So it represents the starting and ending point. We need to help the geek to insert new interval into the intervals array. Intervals is still sorted in ascending order by starting position, and intervals still does not have any overlapping interval. So let's say we have this intervals and we want to insert 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 is not overlapping this, 5 and 6 is overlapping this, then this is overlapping this also. So the answer will be 4 and 7. Then we have this, inside of this we have 4 and 9. So 4 and 9 no overlapping this is overlapping, this is overlapping, then this is overlapping. So the answer is 3 and 10. Then we have 12 and 16. So let's try to build the approach. So I have taken these intervals, we have 3 intervals only, and this is the new interval. We want to add this. How do we detect? First we run a for loop, then we will check, is it overlapping? Is our new interval overlapping this? How do we detect if this is overlapping or not? We just have to check. Is the starting point. So first of all, what we need to do? We first need to find out the non-overlapping intervals. So first we add the non-overlapping intervals. So this this is starting point is strictly greater than the interval ending point. So then this is separate interval. So we need to consider this. This is before the new interval. So we first need to check before new intervals. So this is before new interval. How do we detect? If this value is less than this value, yes, this value is less than this value. So then this is before interval. We will consider this. So let's consider this. I have considered this. Now we have this. Is it overlapping this? How do we detect? Um, is this interval before the new interval? No, it is not the before interval. This interval uh, this interval before and this interval comes after. This interval comes after. How do we detect if this interval is greater than this? No, this is not true. So it means this is overlapping a problem. Then what we need to do? We need to check um, till how long this interval is overlapping. So what we'll do, this interval is overlapping, then we will pick the smallest value. So then it will be 5. I have increased my interval because this is overlapping, increased this, and I will take the maximum value. What's the maximum value here? 14. So I will consider 14. This is the interval that I will not consider. Is this interval overlapping? How do we detect? We just need to check, is is this condition, is our new interval greater than this? No, this interval is not greater than this. So we already know, we have taken before intervals. Now we are checking, what we are checking, we are checking the overlapping intervals. So is this value less than this value? Yes, this value is less than this value, means this is overlapping. If I check this value with this value, it say this is overlapping. Then if I check this value with this value, it again say this is overlapping. So how do we detect whether this interval is overlapping or not? We have to check with this value, starting point. Is the interval overlapping with this interval? Yes. The starting position, the ending position is greater than this. So this is overlapping with this interval. Is it overlapping with this interval? Is the ending position greater than this? No, this is not greater than this. So this is overlapping. I will pick minimum between these two values. So I will pick 5, and I will pick maximum between these two values. So the maximum will be 15. So we have 15 here. Next interval we have is this. So we need to check, is this interval overlapping? Is this interval overlapping or no? How do we detect? If this ending position if the ending position is greater than this, it means this is overlapping. But in this case, this is not true. This interval comes before, this interval comes before, then I will just add, I will just consider this interval, the overlapping interval. Then the remaining intervals is after the new interval. So just consider after new interval. So for new interval, we need to merge. So this is the main thing, and this is before the new interval. So now let's code this. How do we code? We first need to check the before. So we have this return type. Then first condition is we need to check before interval. So if our new interval starting position is greater than previous interval ending position, it means the current interval is before the new interval. So just pick the new interval, just pick the current interval. Then we have to merge. We will merge till the current interval starting position is less than new interval ending position. So I hope you can visualize it. Then we just need to pick the minimum value between current and new, maximum value between current and new. So this is merge, and after that we need to consider it. Then all the intervals after the new interval, so all the intervals after the new interval, and just return the answer. So the main condition here is this: we have to merge the intervals, we have to merge the new interval into the current intervals. If our new interval ending position, so let me give it one more shot. So we have this: if what I'm saying is, if this is my new interval, let's say 2 and 7. So if this value is true, let's say we have 10 and 15. So this is 10 and 15. If this condition is true, means this is overlapping, the new interval ending position is greater. The new interval ending position is greater than current starting. So that's it. Let's give it a shot, and I hope it will work. Now let's talk about time and space complexity. So we just have a simple for loop iterating every interval. So it will be order of n, and space, in the worst case, it will be order of n. Code is provided in the description box. If you guys have any doubt, feel free to ask in the comment section. Thank you all for watching.